Hello, what's up? Happy Beltane! It's May 1st, 2026. I hope everyone's doing great. I am Lady Calamere and I welcome you to my channel. I am doing my 389th presentation and it will be on the Egyptian god Shu. So, this beautiful card comes from the Egyptian gods oracle cards by Sylvana Alacia. Hope I'm pronounced Sylvana Alacia. Sorry, I pronounced your name wrong. And it's from the Los Scarabeo, which is owned by Llewellyn. Beautiful cards. Shu. Who is he? Well, he's the god of air. His name means emptiness. And one would think, emptiness isn't that bad. Not in Egyptian perception. Also deals with light, like air, the air. His name also deals with air, and also means he who rises up. Now he is a god of light. He is the God who separates heaven and earth. So he holds up the sky, and because of that, uh, life and creation exists. So he he is, along with his sister and wife Tefnut, is the son of Atum, and in some cases Ra. So it depends on what part of Egypt and the area of Egypt, whether he was the son of Ra or the son of Atum, or as they combined them, Atum Ra. So as in some places combined them. He along with Tefnut is the father of the great five deities. Some say four. So we'll just use 5 days. The firstborn, Osiris. Then some include Horur, which is Horus the Elder. So we have Asar, Osiris, who is Osiris. Horur, who is Horus the Elder. Then the next one to be born was Sutek, who is Set and Set. Then the next was to be born is Isis, not to do with the crazy evil terrorist group, ISIS the mother, but that's her Greco-Egyptian name. She's known in her Egyptian name as Aset. Then comes Nephthys, whose Egyptian name is Nebethet. So through them is all comes through order. What is it, Boo? You were quiet until I started this. So his color is white. Now, some like to use sky blue, and that's perfectly fine. But his original color was white. Nowadays, crystals associated with him, it would be clear quartz as well as danbarite. So those are good crystals. His element is air. He deals with the air, and he deals with the breath of life. He also takes the form of a lion, usually seen as a man, but also is a male lion. As we discussed, his wife Tefnut, who is also a Leonin goddess. His symbol, he shares, you notice the ostrich feather, which is also the symbol of Ma'at. And this deals with truth, order, and justice. So Shu separates his children, Gib and Nut. Some say through the orders of Ra, because he was jealous of Nut being with Gib, also known as Seb. So under his command, he was told to separate them. Others say it was Shu who was jealous of Nut and Gib and separate them. Others will say, for the sake of creation and to keep creation going and alive so that the sky does not crash onto the earth. So Nut is the sky goddess and Geb is the god of the earth. And yes, there are earth gods. Don't let anyone tell you there isn't. There is. Shu is the one of the oldest cosmic deities and ancient, real ancient. The feather also symbolizes his power and control and authority over the air. And even it is a hieroglyph for his name. So here he is showing. This is also a where he shows his hands like that. It shows the symbol of air and east. So, and that's dealing with some ceremonial stuff that I won't get into. But if you know, you know. Shu is the dry air, where Tefnut is the moistness. He is the dry air. So he represents dryness. Shu is a god of I'm just trying to think, is the god of life. And I do not have scripts and I do not write notes. Okay? I just don't. Now, his major cult centers is Leontopolis, and it was also Heliopolis. Leontopolis is the city of lions. Heliopolis is the city of the sun. And I guess I'm not even gonna come. I'm not gonna go there. So he also represents order as well as balance. Sorry, allergies. Now, Shu is sometimes holding the Waz scepter, which is very popular among the god Sutek, but other deities wield it as a symbol of great power and authority. And he was also seen holding the Ankh. So if you don't know what an Ankh is, it's basically a cross with a loop that the Catholics took over and said, oh, it was theirs. No, it wasn't. He represents the dry and warm air. Now we can read a little bit of this card. I feel like I was only talking for 3 minutes. It's already 10 minutes. We go to number 3, and I'll read some of this. And again, this is from the Egyptian Gods Oracle, Sylvana Alacia. You can get it on Amazon like I did, but you can find it at your occult store, hopefully, and pagan store, new age store, metaphysical store, bookstore. And if you don't have it, request it. So, shoot, order and peace. That's what the card, see, order and peace. Because that's what he deals with. Primordial God, son of Amon Ra, who personifies the air, the wind, but also the light that broke the primordial darkness. His name means he who rises. Shu is commonly portrayed with an ostrich feather on his head. The ostrich feather is a symbol of lightness and purity. The air meaning breath of life and cooling breeze. This card advises you to adopt a more disciplined form of behavior. Try to avoid uncontrolled impulses of desires and passions. The time has come to lighten and rebalance your life. Respect rules with greater responsibility. Again, it comes from the Egyptian Gods Oracle cards. I like them. It's really, really beautiful. And this is the back, by the way. It's not beautiful. So Shu is going to be representing, taking care of the big cat, the lion. So if way you can do offerings for him. Appreciate the air you breathe. Pay attention to your breath. Do breath meditations in honoring of him. Thanking him for the breath of life when you wake up and thanking him for the breath of life before you go to sleep. There's ways that you can do is to donate to charities that clean up the air and that take care of lions. Also to appreciate that breeze that goes across your face. Also you can give him offerings. And you can't go wrong with bread. And that's pretty much most, if not all, Egyptian deities pretty much accept bread. Also, beer is a good offering. And anything. No! Nice try! My God. She almost knocked it down. You can give him feathers of anything that represents air. So, like Wicca and ceremonial magic, we associate east with air. So, things with feathers, pictures of ostriches, and any airy things, like especially very airy incense, things that deal, any offerings that are like light, that just feels like air to you. Can't go wrong with sweets. And think about water. And if you can't have beer, maybe you're a recovering alcoholic, you can give them a non-alcoholic beer. Or if that's too much of a because it does have a little bit of alcohol in, I heard. So you still have to be 21 and older to buy a non-alcoholic beer. So think about uh, sparkling water or a sparkling juice. All right. Any types of bread is good for him. And if you're into mead, you can give him that too, or ale. You're not knocking this down. You could give crystals that are now associated with him, which is dambarite and quartz, clear quartz, and give that to him. The Greeks associated Shu with the Titan Atlas, and he's the one that you can call to help you meditate and learning how to do breath magic and air magic and just prana yoga, pranayana, sorry, pranayana. Now, it also was said that clouds as well as fog were Shu's elements, and they were referred to as his bones. So he also represent lightness. We could think about, another thing, helium infused balloons where they're lightness and they float up. But be careful of how you dispose of balloons because they have been, one with the strings have been wrapping around our animals, you know, or or animals are in the wild, and we're supposed to be their caretakers. You know, they also have been getting into the oceans, and it's just so horrible things. So just, be aware of the string and be aware of the balloons, how you dispose of them. So airfield balloons can also be representing of him, and anything that represents going into the air, like you can put images of helicopters, the space shuttle, the rocket ships, images of planes. Those are all good ideas. The air balloons, a blimp, all of that. All that's gonna be good items to put on top of your altar to represent him. What else can I talk about him? Sometimes, occasionally, once in a while, this god is seen as a slender man with actually a falcon's head. And that's because of his really good foreseeing eyesight and that he is very swift. And it's also, again, dealing with his mastery of light and air. Sometimes his skin is seen as red, and that represents his force, his energy, and the heat that he gives off. He was a member of the Aeneid in Egyptian mythology. His titles is also he's called the son of Atum Ra, son of Atum, son of Ra. He was also called the sky bearer, he who holds up the sky. And here's another interesting name, that he is also connected to Horus of the air, uh, Haru Shaf, which means again Horus of the air. He was able to control the wind. So sailors before they would go off, or fisher boats and fishermen and sailors, or even the navy, would pray to Shu for good winds to help them with their travels and navigation. He also was prayed for during agriculture. Now, his very breath that he breathed out was very critical and crucial in drying up the land after creation to make it habitable for us and for all of life. But of course, we need moistness, and too much dryness. Oh, you know. So, in the weighing of the heart ceremony, after a person dies and goes to the underworld, Shu was then believed to have the power to lighten the heart of the one who's passed, so that the feather would not outweigh the heart. So, aiding the soul into the afterlife instead of the other alternative. He's also one to be called to protect you against evil entities and spirits and ghosts. So to remove hauntings. So if you feel like you're haunted or home, you can think about the breath of life with Shu and breathing life into what you see as death. So he has the power to protect. He was also called upon healing. So healing powers is also what he deals with. So yes, he was a god of healing. So he also symbolizes knowledge, spiritual advancement, and enlightenment. And he is also the symbol of freedom. He helped, he was one of the gods who dealt with creation. And because of his act, creation was allowed to commence. So, yes, he dealt with that. He deals with life, he deals with Genesis, he deals with the breath. And you think of a baby's first breath when they come out of the womb and screaming. Oh, what else can I talk about? Shoot, wow, been 24 minutes. I think I should talk a little bit more. And I just gotta get my brain to work. Work brain. An Egyptian word from is S with some type of curve. I can't think of that name. Over the S and W. So Shu. Shoo is like sounds like the sound of the wind, right? Shoo, shoo. Or using your breath to push away something like shoo, you, shoo, cat. Oh, she moved. Oh, she listened. Oh, come here, baby. Like you go shoo to someone, right? Not to be confused with the shoe you wear on your foot. So, Shu, it also represents the space between heaven and earth. He represents the power of space. Now, there were different ways of how Shu was conjured up. One was through the spit, Atum or Ra spits, and forth comes Shu. There's other things of how he came forth. But the most accepted that I know is through spittle, saliva. Shu also has solar aspects. Not saying he is the sun, but he also represents the light, as in light being light and airy, but also light as in turn on the lights or the light of the sun. So Shu also dealt with solar aspects because he was closely connected to our sun. Shu protected, speaking of with, protected, helped protect it, the sun god, Ra, from the snake Apep, as he traveled through with his bark into the underworld or the night sky, and helped the sun to travel so that the sun can be seen in the morning. So Shu helps defeat the Apep and his minions. So that's also interesting. Sometimes, what was I gonna say? Sometimes his skin was seen painted black, and that could be the connection with Nubia, or can also represent his fertile nature and the rebirth of the sun god. So that's another thing I forgot. See, I don't keep notes. Otherwise, it was said red, but then sometimes black. How long have I been talking? 28 minutes. So there is no record that I can find of any temple that was specifically dedicated to this god, but he was revered, respected, and known throughout Egypt. Now, there was a city, now you can go back to your notes, there was a part of the city known as the House of Shu. So, and also there was another place, another city, uh, Djeba, Djeba. I hope I'm saying it. It's called the seat of Su, a seat of Shu. Sorry, not Su, the seat of Shu. which is spelled SHW, then dash W. Shwu. I guess I can't even Shwu, something like that. I can't even pronounce it. I'm sorry. So this is a really nice card depicting him. I really like this card. So is Shu approachable? Yes. You don't yes, with respect, but you don't need to be timid of him. Shu is a very approachable god, so you don't need to fear that. I mean, he does have a lion aspect. Remember that, and a lion will tear your ass up. But all in all, he is an approachable god. Now, what else do I want to say about him? So, Shu, just like he uplifts the sky from the earth, he can help you separate yourself from something and he can uplift you over something. Like, Shu, uplift me, hold me in your protective arms, uplift me, get me away from my crazy family, get me away from, this crazy situation, separate me from this crazy situation. Just some things that he can do to pick me up. Shoot, I've hit rock bottom. I need help, or is it maybe you're a struggling addict or alcoholic? Please uplift me. I can, from this pit that I'm in, and he can help you. Now, of course, you need to get help too, but he can help you. To help lift you up, to be able to dust yourself up and be with life. So later on, he becomes identified with Onuris, which was a god of war, and therefore then Shu eventually acquires martial aspects. And again, he can fight for you. He can help you. He can pick you up. So I want to know what your thoughts of this god is. Let me show you this beautiful quartz. When I'm talking about quartz, I actually use this to scry with. Look at that. Beautiful. It just, oh, it's so beautiful. I've had this for so long, since the 1990s. And I got this at a fair, and someone didn't know what they had, and they sold it dirt cheap. And I bought it. So it was meant to be mine. This is the place I can scry. It's beautiful. Just speaking of crystals. So let me know what you think of Shu. Have you had any experiences from him? Have you learned something new? Is he someone that you are interested in and that you want to know more of? And I'm still trying to think more about. I'm just still trying to think what I want to say, and I think that's just enough. So, anyways, um, think about donating to animal shelters right now, or if you want a pet, please think about adopting. Uh, if someone wants to make you get rid of your pet or you have to move and you're moving into a no animal policy, fear not. Go to your doctor. Sometimes you don't need a psychiatrist. You can get your doctor to write a letter. It has to be in a letter. It can't be on a prescription pad. It has to be a letter, and it could be an emotional support animal, which your doctor shouldn't charge you anything. And with that, you get to keep your pet, and you need like something like anxiety. Do you have anxiety? Do you have any depression? Doesn't matter if it's mild or severe. OCD. If maybe you have OCD, maybe you have autism, and this animal helps you deal with life, and you couldn't be separated from your pet. Maybe you got PTSD. Doesn't matter. Anything like that, you can get a letter, or you can get one from your psychiatrist, or get a therapist. Say, hey, listen, uh, or you're moving from your home with 3 animals. It's only 2 animal limit, right? You get to keep your 3 animals, but you need that letter. Plus, it stops you from paying animal rent, no pet rent, and no pet deposit. But you keep that up every year, okay? And that's federally protected in all of 50 states. Don't let them tell you, oh, state regulations, city regulations. Oh, no, this is HOA regulations. No, too bad. So sad. And if you don't like it, then you can deal with the federal government. Have fun with that, because you will lose. I mean, actually, the one with the letter will win, so long as it's legit. Okay? It has to be legit. Can't be handwritten by you. Even if you're a doctor, you need another doctor to sign that letter. And you should know that. Okay, I'm preaching to the choir if you're a doctor. But anyways, this it doesn't matter where you work or not. It doesn't matter if you're on Social Security or not. If you have that letter, you get to keep your pet. And if you're in a no pet policy, you can acquire about this. Okay? Say, hey, I can't, my life is crazy. I really need a dog to help me with my life. You can get it. Okay? Federal law trumps all laws in this country. All right? It trumps state, trumps city, trumps all laws. All right? So, but you have to take care of the pet, and any damages that they cause to the places, got to be paid by you, of course, or, your deposit. So, but you won't have a pet deposit at all. Also, check out Paul Cod. I just thought I'd give you that. So, Paul Codman's books and his YouTube channel and his lessons, awesome stuff. Check out Witch in the Working. Great guy. Know him, and he's a high priest of the Gardnerian. So he's Gardnerian. So if you're interested in this stuff, go check that out. And also check out stuff by Behemoth X. So if you're into more of the satanic stuff, check his stuff out. It's pretty good. Anyways, thank you for tuning in and listening to me blah 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 blah. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Like and subscribe to my channel. Lets me know how I'm doing. Even say drop a comment saying hello or whatever, Lets me know you listen to the whole thing. And as always, blessed be.